Little Scout has pets of his own, with illustrations by Dall-E 2 Artificial Intelligence. The Little Scout is an adorable kitten who loves to play. His person is an old man who plays with the Little Scout whenever his kitty wants to play. They usually play upstairs with his favorite toy, which is a piece of thick orange string. Little Scout has a friend who lives outside the kitchen window. His friend is called Guy, and the Little Scout loves Guy. Guy is a green anole lizard. There are many lizards like Guy living in the yard. Guy can do a special trick. Guy can change color. He can be green when he wants to, but he can change from green to brown in seconds if he wants to be brown instead. Playing with his person reminds Little Scout of times he plays with Guy. Sometimes he stops playing and runs downstairs to check on Guy. Guy is not always by the window when the Little Scout goes to check on him. If Guy is not there, Little Scout cries and looks sad. The Little Scout's person comforts him and says, "Guy will be back. He always comes back." The Little Scout would go to the kitchen window several times a day to look for Guy. Most of the time, Guy wasn't at the window. The Little Scout would keep checking to see if he was there anyway. Little Scout was sad when Guy wasn't there. The Little Scout loved his friend Guy and missed him. Every now and then, Guy would be at the window when Little Scout went to check on him. The Little Scout would get all excited whenever he saw Guy. Little Scout would make small noises and his teeth would even chatter. If the Little Scout's person was there, he would join Little Scout and they would both look at Guy. The old man loved Guy too. He liked to see the Little Scout get excited about Guy. He would say, "That's Guy. He's there. I told you he'd come back. Guy always comes back." As soon as the Little Scout saw Guy at the window, Little Scout would jump up on the kitchen counter and look out the window at Guy. Once the Little Scout could see that it really was Guy at the window, he would stand on his back legs and try to climb up the window to get even closer to Guy. Usually Guy would run away whenever he saw the Little Scout coming. This would make the Little Scout even more excited. He would watch Guy run away. His person would say, "That was Guy. That really was him. You found Guy. Good for you, Little Scout." The Little Scout's person thought it was adorable that Little Scout was so excited about seeing Guy. He wanted the Little Scout to do this whenever Guy was there. He stopped what he was doing and encouraged Little Scout to frolic with Guy whenever he saw Guy at the window. As time passed, Guy became less scared of the Little Scout. He learned that the Little Scout could not reach him through the glass. Guy would sit real still and the Little Scout could get a closer look at Guy. Through the glass, Little Scout could see Guy very clearly. Guy could also get a very clear look at the Little Scout. They both seemed very curious about each other. Guy didn't show up every day, but the Little Scout looked for him several times a day. The Little Scout loved it when he and Guy would frolic at the window. When Guy eventually came back, they both celebrated together. Guy always comes back. One day, the Little Scout saw Guy at the window. When he got to the window, he saw that Guy was there with a friend. It was a red tree frog, and Little Scout's person named him Frogger. Frogger had very big eyes so he could see at night, and suction cups on his toes so he could climb trees easily. He could stick to the glass window even better than Guy. Sometimes Guy and Frogger would be at the window together, but usually each came by himself. The Little Scout loved to see them when they came to visit. The little scout learned to check the window a lot when it rains. Frogger came to the window a lot when it rained. During the rainy season, it can rain at least once on most days. Rainwater accumulates on the cover for a boat belonging to the little scout's person. One day he went outside to shake the water off of the boat cover and was surprised at what he found there. In a small puddle on the boat cover, he found a bunch of tadpoles. They must be the babies of Frogger. There were a lot of them for such a small puddle. The puddle was so small that it would dry up when the rain stopped. The old man carefully collected the tadpoles and put them in a jar of rainwater. There were a lot of tadpoles in the jar. The old man collected more rainwater and used it to freshen the tadpoles' water every few days. Little Scout and his person loved the tadpoles. The old man named the tadpoles the wogs. Soon the wogs started to sprout a pair of legs. Their legs grew a little bit every day, getting larger and looking more and more like actual legs. In time, the wogs grew another set of legs, so each wog had 4 fully formed legs. They were starting to look a lot like frogs, but they still had tails, and frogs don't normally have tails. The little scout loved the wogs. He loved to watch them swim around inside their jar. It was amazing that wogs start out looking like tiny fish, but become more like frogs as they grow up. Eventually, the wogs lost their tails and looked more and more like frogs every day. Soon they all looked like smaller version of Little Scout's friend, Frogger. When every one of the wogs had become a small red tree frog, Little Scout's person took the jar outside and let the frogs go on a rainy day. Now all the frogs come to the window every time it rains. Little Scout loves all the froggers, and he loves Guy. He loves it when his pets come to visit with him,